Welcome to the Trail Chasers Podcast.
This episode is presented by Nexen Tire. If you're looking for some improved on- and off-road performance, go to NexenTireUSA.com and step up your wheeling game with a set of Rodian MTXs.
Today on the show, we talked with Jim with Ground Pounder Coffee. I asked him if he's met Juan Valdez and why coffee makes you poop. Last week, it was hot dog broth. This week, it's poop brew. Considering our trip to Ocotillo this week, guys, what do you think the magic elixir will be on next week?
Your microphone wasn't on.
My mic's not on. This, I'm tired.
It's time for the Trail Chasers Podcast. Are you ready? Let's begin.
Trail Chaser, like a chase adventure. Trail Chaser, your time is now.
Chase your adventure. Get out there and chase your adventure. Get out there and chase your adventure. Get out there and chase your adventure.
All right, everybody, we are streaming live again. Don't know how much of it is working. I think we've got Instagram going and Facebook going, and Jose said we got YouTube going. And somehow we talked Jim from Ground Pounder Coffee to come into the studio, and he walks in here and says, "So how's this go?" And we said, "You're about to find out. click this button."
You tell us.
So welcome to.
How do you want it to go?
Yeah, right. Easy.
Yeah. Welcome to the Trail Chaser Studio, man. Thanks for being here.
It's good to be here, man.
Yeah, so backstory here is there's a guy I used to go wheeling with 20 years ago. We were good friends, and you know how things happen and people move around and what have you. And his name was Bob, and we lost touch. And through a series of circumstances, I'm at a party a week ago or so, and Bob shows up, and we're having this conversation, and he's asking me about my Tacoma and what I've been doing with the podcast. And he says, "Yeah, my brother-in-law's got this awesome company going on, and he's really trying to kind of promote it." And I'm like, "What is it?" And he says it's a Ground Pounder Coffee, and I'm like, "I know that guy. I follow that guy." So through Bob, we got to connect, and you got to come into the show, and thank you for being here. So again, so we talked about it early when you walked in. This is the shit show. Because we're trying to do it live and recorded at the same time. So you're extremely brave for being able to come here and do this.
I just knew I didn't want to be on the casting.
Yes, Matt's on. Matt, you know what? Matt has got. This is the second week in a row.
You are also closer to the Chernobyl potential.
Yes,
Chernobyl
the nuclear fallout machine is right here.
All right.
So
it's vibrating.
when it blows up,
Let's put it this way.
There's room over here on the casting couch.
Roasted chestnuts is inappropriate because all the computers are down there. And, so I'm just letting you know.
And it used to be aimed specifically at Jose's roasted chestnuts. Full disclosure, I don't drink coffee. Full
disclosure,
yeah.
I love coffee.
Yeah. So of all the things that I've done in my life to disappoint my father, not drinking coffee, I think, is at the top of it because my father survives. He even said this weekend, "I don't even know how you're from my loins because you don't drink coffee."
That's almost he said loins. The funny thing is down at the event down in Escondido at what was the beer
the Brewfest at Stone Brewery.
That's right. I won a package through the raffle. Yeah, I won that, and so I'm a new coffee drinker. I just bought a Keurig like 3 weeks ago. And then I realized, oh my God, I got a whole bag of coffee that I won. So I went to go brew it this weekend, 4 pops, and it's whole beans. And I went, oh, dude, how do I make this happen?
I remember my first cup of coffee.
Nice.
Yeah. So I still have to figure that out.
Dude, there's a whole art to it, bro.
It's a grinder.
Oh, I was going to say some kind of mincing device.
Or a blender.
You dice it really thinly.
Super sharp knives or something.
Put it in one of those Keurig screen things.
It's called a blender, man.
Yeah, for some reason, tea, I love tea. I will drink all kinds of tea. Coffee, I can't do.
Well, we just added NT to.
Oh, sweet. Okay, I'm ready to ground pound tea. Let's do this. So tell me about Ground Pounder. How long have you been doing it? What caused you to start it? What's the background?
Many years of absolute marginal coffee. It started about 4 years ago. Took us about a year to get the name, logos, approvals. We went through some really big nightmares with packaging. A massive financial setback with the first batch that we did. We got all the way to packaging and found out that we couldn't do it because of some verbiage on the stickers.
Oh no!
It was an absolute crash. I mean, it probably cost about $5,000. Not huge, but
no, that's when you're. I tell you what, if something here costs $5,000, this show would be done. Like it'd be over.
It hurt. So it really. Ground Pounder started on a flight. I met the gentleman who has kind of mentored me through this.
Oh, really?
Sitting across from me. He kept on eyeballing me, and I thought this conversation's probably going to go somewhere I didn't want to go. And then partway through the flight, I feel this tap on my arm, and he mentioned something about my tattoo and my watch, and the conversation really sprung. And we became friends. I lied to him about what I did. It was super funny. So then it took probably 3 more conversations on the phone after the flight to tell him exactly what I do.
Uh-huh.
And so he says, if you want to start a coffee company, I'm your guy. And he really mentored me through, except the one part where I lost all the money. Believe me, that was a sharp phone call. But he said that if you hadn't learned that lesson, you wouldn't be where you are today.
Yeah.
That's kind of where it started from. Some guy admiring my tattoos.
How
which could have gone really weird.
That is so funny.
That's not weird.
Yeah, that's so funny. How like what seems to be like a bizarre interaction ends up how long later at something that you're passionate about and you're dumping everything into.
Absolutely.
That is crazy. That's
right.
that worked out that way. Speaking of, you said getting the logo and the name, where did Ground Pounder come from?
So Ground Pounder Coffee, Ground Pounder. I wanted to stay away from anything military.
Yeah.
However, I got to stick with it. So Ground Pounder is what we call grunts.
Yeah.
I was in the Army for quite some time and also in the Navy after that. So Ground Pounder was part of it. Just first thing. That evolved into, how are you as an adventurer pounding ground?
Yeah.
How are you getting out in the world and experiencing it? So that started into the adventure world. We don't care what you're doing as long as you're not sitting in a coffee shop somewhere.
Absolutely. I love that.
So that's Ground Pounder. And the logo came out of a mountain, solid base. It originally had one peak, and then I thought, my wife, I got to add another peak in there for her. So it evolved a couple times, but that's where it came from. It took a little while to come up with the final. Then we got it registered, and it's for real now. So.
That's awesome. And how long ago was that?
Probably about 3.5 years now.
Okay. Wow. So this is not a new project. This is something that's been in the works for, when was that? How long ago was that flight?
5 years ago.
No kidding.
Yeah. It's been quite some time ago.
Wow. Yeah.
And I still know that guy, and he still helps me out quite a bit.
Wow. And that is, that's a testament to like the entrepreneurial spirit of, hey, this spark happens on this flight. You get this idea. There's setbacks. There's things going on, and you keep plugging through until you work through it and are able to make it something 5 years later.
Believe me, that perseverance isn't me, because I probably was going to bail on this 10, 20 times. But my wife and Ryan, who's our IT guy, he and we got a dog losing their mind.
Yeah, my dogs are losing their minds in the background. Matt, will you go see what's going on?
So you want me to go on a mission?
You've got the wireless mic. Go kick them. I don't know what is happening back there. So
I might need backup.
it's very weird that Matt's walking through the house now with a wireless mic on.
Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, who knows what he's going to do to those dogs. So 5 years later, you've got the logo. You've been through a couple setbacks. You start to get momentum. When did you feel like, okay, this is a thing? Like, when did it stop being, and I hate to use the term startup, but when did it stop being, this is something I'm going to do, to become, this is what I'm doing?
Totally. So we came out with a challenge first. And challenge was the rough start. It was selling, but people just, they're all run another company and blah, blah, blah.
And Challenge was a name of a blend?
Is the first coffee.
Okay.
Once the next year rolled around, and that's when I had a couple conversations with both Ryan and my wife, and I was like, listen, we've either got to go all in or I'm out. And my wife's like, well, we've come this far. You know, they say that it's 3 to 5 years
Yeah.
to be successful, and you're only in number 1. So I was like, all right, that's the game. So we came out with 3 more roasts, and that really started picking up momentum. And not until probably 6 months ago did we actually finally decide this is 100% legit.
Really?
This is, I mean, not legit because we've been legit.
Yeah, but I know what
No,
you
we're
mean.
running with this.
This is a
full
full thing. Yeah.
Yes. We've
Wow.
now partnered with 2 other off-road groups. Going to have coffees coming out for them. We've done a couple other roasts, so 3 are coming out probably in the next couple weeks.
Wow.
It's growing.
What's
rapidly.
I know nothing about coffee, but how do you identify this is what a roast is going to be, and then what's the time frame to be able to test it and then actually put it in people's cup?
Boy, that's a long time. So we have somebody that sources our beans.
Okay.
And I get a roast in my mind. I know what I'm looking for. Like, I'll just say it right now. Off the X is coming out.
Oh, okay.
I knew that I wanted another light roast, but I wanted some of the flavors from a dark roast in it. So you pick some beans, you go to the facility, you start the roaster up, and you start playing with different roasts. And once it comes out and you cup it, cupping is a weird process. It's kind of nerdy, but that's what people do with it. And then you start getting the nuances, all the flavors out of a coffee. And sometimes that takes a lot longer, and you burn up a lot of coffee, waste it, throw it away, before you finally get that one cup that you're like, this is it.
Wow. And I bet as you're doing it, you're like, you would have to be constantly monitoring and recording. Okay, for this cup,
Everything.
we used this many ounces of X, Y, and Z.
What's at the end of it?
Oh,
I have a question. Do you know Juan Valdez?
I do not, but I wish I did.
Have you met Juan Valdez?
No,
Okay.
I wish I'd had.
Is he a fictional character or is he a real
no,
person?
I believe he's a fictional character.
But somebody's in the photos.
Okay.
That's not
Exactly.
really Juan.
Who is that?
He's like the Dos Equis
Who's
guy. He's like that guy. There's actually somebody.
I've seen the Dos Equis guy.
But yeah, he's
There's-
actually somebody, but his
Yeah.
character is
went to the
fictitious.
moon.
Huh?
Dos Equis guy.
What's his name?
He went to the moon. That's it. That was it. The end. Never mind. Dude.
I don't remember that.
You know what?
I don't drink beer either, so I don't know. Pay attention to Dos Equis commercials.
You don't drink
I don't drink beer.
Just tea.
But when I
So
get
wait,
tea,
you
yeah.
also don't drink coffee. Does that mean we're going to have like a beer representative next week?
Oh,
Or can we do that?
You guys love beer. If you want to get a beer dude in here, do it.
I want to be a beer dude.
You are a beer dude. You don't even it's already happening.
As long as it's Coors Light, I'm good.
Yes.
So will you drink? Will you drink coffee beer? Because we're in
Dude.
the process of partnering with a couple brewers.
That's a
to do
thing?
coffee
Oh, yeah,
stout.
dude.
Yeah,
Come on.
he just got a little tingle inside.
yeah. Coffee stouts are pretty big. We've got a couple.
That's
people
Carlos
that-
was underneath the table.
No kidding. So coffee with alcohol in it? Is that like?
Well, it's alcohol with coffee in it.
That's
So it's a stout that's
that
coffee
sounds like the
That sounds like
exact
something that would just
opposite.
keep-
I would.
Yeah,
that would
keep
kill
Cody
me.
Dude,
away
remember-
from
That would
you
kill me.
for a
Remember,
long time.
Remember Drew Carey show, Buzz Beer? That's what their beer was.
Was it?
Coffee beer.
Oh no. That
Just a weird random fact, by the way. Another useless fact.
Another useless fact
that I have in my head.
Yes, thank you for that. Today's useless fact brought to you by. So time wise, going through that whole process on average, is it a month? Is it a year?
6 months to a year, probably.
Really?
Because I've got to travel, and I don't roast mine in state. I rent time on an old 1939 machine.
Oh wow.
So that involves a little bit more. And then there's certification processes for organic certs. All of our coffees are kosher certified, and kosher is a lot more than just somebody coming in and blessing it.
Yeah.
I like that certification over all of them. But then fair trade, organic, there's certain things that just take some time.
So on the business side, there's a lot of. So even if you got a coffee in 4 months, like this is the one, there's still a
lot more to go.
logistics and business stuff on the back end.
Get labels approved, get all kinds of things approved.
I had a question with the roasting process. So I know a lot of coffee, like there was a big deal out of mold growing on the coffee beans. Is that like a big prevalent issue in the roasting, like the coffee, like roasting community? Or
I
is
can
it?
say that I've never had mold growing
Oh,
in my
really?
beans.
Okay. All right.
So it sounds like a
Are
problem.
we still talking about coffee or?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's just, I know a lot of coffee, like,
What, because it sits?
well,
yeah.
no, it's just where they source the beans from. Like
Oh.
there's like micro mold.
There are some facilities that we do
Jose,
not
this
get
wasn't
beans
supposed
from.
to be a hard-hitting interview, dude.
No,
I know.
dude,
He didn't know it was an expose.
no, I'm just saying if he's
Jose's about to break out the microscope and take one of those beans and look at it.
No, he deals with beans, dude. I don't know.
So have you ever left a pot of coffee sitting on the burner after you've shut it off?
Yes.
If you come back in a couple days, there will be mold growing.
Yeah,
on the
for
top
sure.
of it. It grows things pretty rapidly. I don't know why.
Yeah,
It's just one of
whatever the
those
makeup
things.
is. Yeah.
There's none on mine.
Okay, good.
And
Guarantee you that.
so the build of the business and I'm sure the website, the social media, and all that stuff, is that stuff you guys are primarily doing yourself, or
100%.
Yeah.
Just Ryan and myself. Ryan's been a huge asset to me because I'm a dinosaur. Mice, I'll go through 7 of them in a week because if the little balls don't spin right or whatever. I guess that might be inappropriate. I'm sorry. But,
No, Matt's balls hadn't spin right in his mouth for a while. So don't.
I'm not a techie guy, but I have designed quite a bit of the site. But Ryan helps me out when I get stuck for sure. He's been a huge asset. My wife, she more comes in on the creative side of it.
Okay.
Ask her some things about logo design, or not logo design, but
Graphic
packaging
design.
designs and things like that. So yeah, it's in the social media end of it. Good Lord, I didn't know anything of that. As a matter of fact, I remember asking somebody, what the hell is a hashtag? And that hasn't been that long ago.
Matt and I had that conversation 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I still don't know what a hashtag is. That's the
This weekend we're doing our family Christmas and we're sitting there and he's sitting next to me and I'm scrolling through Instagram and I double tap a picture to like it and he's like, "Oh, you can do that?"
Yeah, hilarious. Who cares?
That's pretty good.
Everybody here cares.
You know what? Probably half the people listening didn't even know that.
But I'm
Probably.
sympathetic with you because I get it.
Thank you,
I see people do things on Instagram. I'm like, whoa, do that again.
Well, in full disclosure, the whole going live like 3 weeks ago, I think we were like Googling how do you go live on Instagram? Like, I don't know. So it's everybody's doing it. We're trying to figure it out as we go. So what kind of how many different blends or roasts or whatever you call them? How many different variations do you have of the coffee right now?
We'll have 9 here in a couple days. So.
No kidding.
Okay, I have a question. Do you have decaf?
Yes,
And
perseverance.
How?
How does that? How do you decaffeinate coffee?
Oh, there's a couple different processes, not without getting into the nuts and bolts of it, but it's
No, give me
there's
the
one
nuts and
that's water
bolts.
and there's one that's chemicals. And the chemical one, they changes the flavors of the beans. That's what took us so long to come out with Perseverance because it was one after another of just marginal turnouts. So we ended up going with a natural decaf, which is a water process. And the flavors are on point. It's a Colombian decaf. And I actually have people that have stopped drinking caffeinated coffee and moved to Perseverance. So
That's crazy. I don't even like the idea that you're going to change the chemical basis of this bean to remove the good part. I don't understand it. Like,
Right.
That's the part.
there's some other things that are questionable like that too. But
Oh yeah, for sure. That's like anything that's decaf. I'm doing like I do mostly diet and sugar free.
O'Doul.
It's same. Yeah. Well, yeah. O'Doul's for drinkers. I'll tell you a story about that. A buddy of mine years ago, he's like, I'm drinking too much. So he'd come home and just have a couple beers. Next thing you know, he's finished a 6-pack. So he would go buy a pack of regular beer and a pack of O'Doul's. And he would drink a regular one and then an O'Doul's and a regular one and an O'Doul's because he liked the taste of beer. And he said that helped him get to the point where he'd drink 6, but only 3 of those were alcoholic and he felt better about it. And it helped him tone it down. So I personally...
Sounds like a Coors Light drinker to me. As far as O'Doul's is concerned, come on.
So back to Ground Pounded. 9 variations. It's taken you 5 years to get there. What kind of what's your primary mode of marketing the product out right now?
outdoor world. So we don't have a physical location.
Okay.
We sell online and out of the vehicle. That's our Jeep, which has a slide out thing designed by both myself and Gabe at SoCal Teardrops. He custom made this beautiful stainless steel aluminum slide out system that originally had 200 cup brewers on it. It was okay, but we had some issues with power. And when you're doing 100-cup brew, it's very difficult to control the flavors at the end. And I found myself apologizing to people as I'm giving away this marginal coffee because it didn't brew right in this big thing. So then probably about 4 or 5 months ago, I designed a custom pour-over station. And a buddy of mine, we were trying to cut it out with a plasma table and making it out of aluminum. Boy, we hacked up a lot of metal. And sitting in the distance is another friend of mine who has never said what he did, but he's like, if you get me the plans for that, I'll get it made. Come to find out, he works in a commercial kitchen industry fabricating. Yes. So they made it with some high-tech plasma laser thing, I don't know, out of stainless steel.
Wow.
And we've been using that at the last couple of events that we've done, one at KC and a couple others, and it works out perfect because now I can control everything about the brew. Yeah. So when I give it to you, I know it's my coffee.
That's awesome. So. And how technically hard is that? Like, again, as a non-coffee drinker, it's brown water. Like, I know that there's an
optimal temperature, man. You gotta
that's what I'm saying. So what are the variants that create the coffee to not taste right?
So that's kind of funny because there is an absolute science to it. There is.
Oh, I'm sure that there is. That's what I'm saying. I'm ignorant to
gram weights. My wife and I probably 5, 6, 8 months ago, we're like, okay, you know what? We're actually going to sit down and we're going to weigh everything out. We're going to time it. We're going to do this thing. And next to it, we brewed just a scoop and dump and pour over. And the timed one, I don't know if it was some psychosomatic thing, but it did taste different. Yeah. But I never do that. I have figured out that this scoop works for a 16-ounce cup and this scoop works for the 10 or 12-ounce ones that we give away because we never charge for coffee at events. We just give it away when people come up. So we've got that down. I don't have time to weigh, and there is a science to the pour as well.
Yeah.
There's a couple places here in town that you can go to and watch them do it. It'll take you 20 minutes to get a coffee. So it's we don't do that. The off-road world, I think more of us are into just a good cup of coffee in the morning or like halfway through the day to keep us going when we're out doing whatever we're doing.
And the portability of it, like the ability to have a cup of coffee when you're out on the campsite or on the trail or whatever. I think that's a big part of it. But I do know, I think to your point, Jose, there's way more science and technology that goes into it than I give it credit for just because I don't drink much. And, I'm sure that all of that plays into the flavors and because these guys that they drink coffee, they're like, oh, this is a really good cup of coffee. Again, I don't know the difference.
I don't, again, cause I'm a newer coffee drinker as far as, I work in an office now. And I don't know good coffee from bad. It's just, I don't have enough experience drinking coffee. So I'd assume your coffee's like really good. I was actually looking forward to trying it this weekend. I got the little portable Keurig, or the
refillable.
Yeah. So this was going to be the weekend to do it. And
that's the way to do it. And if you want to get me that coffee, I can grind it for you.
I'll check it. So we talked about my dad and coffee, right? So my dad, he is drinking coffee every day out of the same plastic cup he's probably had for 20 years. I believe there's electrical tape holding it together. One time when we were a kid, my mom's friend washed his coffee cup and he lost his shit.
Oh, yeah.
He absolutely lost his shit. So he drinks that coffee.
That sounds gross. Wait, can you... Hold on. If there's mold growing on...
Nope.
No, it's
you don't
just...
wash a coffee
No,
mug.
so what it is on the inside of it...
Hold on. No, this is a real question. If Jose's talking about mold on coffee beans, and then you're going to drink coffee and not wash your mug... What kind of stuff's growing on?
Whatever it is, it's kept my dad alive for this long.
Oh wow!
Is that
like the magic elixir?
I think so because on the inside of the cup, like the inside of it is brown, except for
where his lips go.
The very top.
No, except for the bottom 3/4 of the way up, because where his spoon hits the sidewall every time he scrapes so there's like a white stripe around the bottom of it. Yep. So he is like, and it's. I mean, like you, man, like whatever Stater Brothers is selling that's what I know the look on your face, right? But he refuses to eat some of that damn coffee.
Your dad refuses to do a lot of things.
He refuses to drink coffee out of the Keurig. It's the same. We can't explain to him. It's this. Because it's not
What
like
kind
he's
of
a
coffee?
highfalutin.
You want Folgers?
Yeah.
I'll get Folgers.
He's not a
You-
highfalutin coffee guy. It's got to be so like 3 years ago for Christmas, he bought my wife a regular coffee cup maker. And she has to bring it out every time my dad comes because he won't drink the coffee.
No Keurig.
Yeah, no, he won't do it, Dad. It's the water over grinds. It's the same. Nope, I'm not
We
drinking
have
that.
a
Make me
request
go.
for Pop to be the next guest. And I think
Oh my God! Who asked for that? Oh, Rescue Con. That's. Sorry for the tangent, but this is what we do. So Pop is at Walmart last week. My mom's in the hospital, so Dad's having to do Christmas shopping, and he's on the phone with me trying to buy Christmas gifts for my 4-year-old little girl. And he's like, does she have a bike? Yes. Does she have a dollhouse? Yes. Does she have... And I'm to the point, he's walking around like, there's more damn people in this Walmart. They're going to have to burn this place down. They
it's the
can't...
week before,
yes. He's
Christmas.
screaming.
Duh.
I'm like, hey, why don't you get her this? He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I can't find it. And all of a sudden he says... Hey, I found this frozen gift pack. I said, that's exactly what she wants. Buy it. Pick that thing, and let's please get off the phone so we can do that. I don't want to
Nice.
do this anymore.
You're done with Christmas
Yes,
shopping and you're not even there.
Yes, it is. I am over it. So, so Pop on the next show would be absolutely hilarious. But
just
I
on,
want
on any show like he's going to come down here on a Monday night.
No.
We just got to interview him. Or just record us talking to your dad about stuff. Well, actually, we got to tread lightly on that.
It sounds like your dad and my dad would be that. 'Cause
Oh my God.
the coffee thing with the cup, I think it's been since I was a child. But his coffee is like the brown water you speak of.
yeah,
It's freeze dried. And he just
Oh.
puts one spoonful in this big 32 ounce. I don't even know why.
and you're like, Dad, no, this
Yeah.
is so this weekend Matt had said, I have some of that ground pounder that I wanted him to make. I was like, try to talk to my dad. I was like,
Yeah.
hey Dad, will you try this
you're
for
a
me?
Coffee
You're
aficionado.
yeah.
You know,
And by aficionado, you've had Folgers and U-Ban.
your entire life.
his
you know,
entire life.
So try this stuff. Maybe it'll be a game changing thing.
And
you know.
he was willing to do it,
Yes.
but we didn't have the grinder thing.
Yeah.
So
But,
We've got to fix that.
Okay.
We've got to
we get you they have the I had a buddy that's the only way he would make it. He only bought beans and he would grind them
Jose
fresh.
was talking about
Makes
that.
a huge difference.
Really?
Yeah, it makes a massive
Well,
difference.
I can imagine that when it's ground up already in the can, it's like
oxidizes.
yeah, it's preservatives or whatever to make it last, right? So
Yeah.
freshly ground probably tastes better.
Much. And you were talking about what makes a good cup as opposed to a bad
Yeah,
cup.
like what's the
Have you ever
what's
had
the-
drank a cup of coffee and you feel like you got to go brush your teeth immediately after?
Yes.
That's garbage coffee.
That's the donut shop brand that's like the common. It's always
Tammy
the one
loves that
that's
stuff.
left over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell
The
you.
Keurig donut shop. Yeah.
Yes. So there's always like a variety, and everybody gets there's like two that go fast, and then there's the donut shop that's left over.
And there's a
that
reason.
You're desperate. You're like, dude, I just got to have some caffeine. I got a lot of things I got to accomplish. Bring on the donut shop, whatever. I got to have it. But you're right. Yeah. So, okay.
So that's part of it. And then there's acidity levels, which we keep everything low. And you want a smooth drinker.
Yeah. No,
And
that sounds
so when you
right.
sip it and it's like, it's like taking a shot
Jarring.
of whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were
So-
talking about
Yes,
tequila
We were
things
just talking about that.
last
Like
week.
tequila. When people drink tequila, they all go, why do you drink something
Why?
that makes you go,
Right.
Like, I don't understand that.
Correct. So that's our goal. And that's why we probably get rid of more coffee than we actually put out. Because if it doesn't drink right, if it isn't smooth, if it doesn't finish nicely, we don't keep it.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest
Okay.
part of it. And the biggest challenge.
The biggest challenge is to get it right
Get it
and
right.
consistent, like over and over and,
And that's
over
like
again.
a combination of beans in order for that kind of flavor profile.
Yes, 100%. You
I
Look
almost
at
nailed it.
you.
Look at me.
Yeah.
Matt, you
Man.
just got so sophisticated right now. I don't
know,
even
but
know
I
who
did
you
the
are.
finger quote-
Yeah,
nobody
because you
saw
didn't
that,
know.
but
No
I
one
had
saw the
quotes.
finger quotes. But
Profile.
and is it just the correct mixture of beans? Like this, I'm going to take this type of bean at this quantity and mix it at these percentages, and that gives the flavor, or is there other
Sometimes.
additives?
No, it's all the coffee. It's amount of time that you roast it, how hot it is when you roast it. There's a lot of things that go into it, and
yeah.
you can't just mix different beans because some beans might be bigger than others and have different moisture contents. And if you dump them all into one vat, the heat will burn one and not cook one enough. So you post blend them. That's what Off the X is. Off the X is a post-roast blend. It
So
has
you
light
roast it
and dark.
first and
Yep.
then mix it together?
Yep.
Oh, interesting. See, like again, I know there's more to coffee than brown water, but
So much more.
Okay, I got another question.
Okay.
And I just saw this on.
Is this
it
a mold
reminded me of it.
question?
No, this is silly. This is what I do on the podcast. Is I bring silliness. Why does coffee make you have to go to the bathroom? I swear to God, I could drink like that first, and now I know it's going to happen. And
You
I
time
like
it when you get to the
I
office?
Look forward to it. Like, man, I can't. I'm going to take a nice coffee dump. This is going to be great. And you plan it. And I don't know if that's the specific. Maybe that's the donut shop coffee side effects. But
You know what? There
why
are
is
coffees that do make you need to poo, and I don't know. I don't know if mine do that.
He's treating the question serious. Thank you.
I'm being serious because
Okay.
you're right. There are some coffees
Right?
that as soon
It's
as you
not
drink
just
it, you're
me,
like,
though.
oh.
I would time that. I'd be like, I got a meeting at 9:45. I'm gonna have to drink my coffee at 8:15 to give it a chance
Cody,
to.
I'm telling you, you might want to think about coffee just for that aspect alone. It's
Maybe
pretty
we need a
awesome.
poo brew.
Oh,
Hashtag.
and call it the brown note from South Park. Do you remember that on South Park? The brown note.
Yes. Poo brew.
The poo brew.
Dude,
Oh,
I think
hashtag
that's- I
poo
think you
brew.
nailed it right there. Like,
So
that's
if we come out with it, I'll give you credit for it.
Oh man, the poo.
Oh, that's awesome.
So if you can't go, drink poo brew.
Poo brew. Poo brew for you.
There it goes.
Oh,
dude. There's going to be a shirt on the shop with Poo Brew
Brew.
Coffee.
brew coffee.
You know somebody's going to come out with that.
Well, there's already. So last week we had a conversation about hot dog broth tequila, and there's already, if you go to the train,
Hot dog broth tequila.
yeah.
You missed out. It was
I don't know how I missed it.
Oh, it was horrible. But yeah, I think Poo Brew Coffee is the next shirt on the shop. I think
I think it's going to have to happen. We may actually do it because
awesome.
that is awesome.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
great.
What other kind of other kind of things like do you have planned? I know you said you got these new brews coming out. What's on the horizon? What's the next phase?
getting further out. So HQ1 is our delivery vehicle. It's also the brew shop. So we're doing massive upgrades. It's going into the shop January 4th. It'll probably be in there for a month. It's
Wow.
getting long arm suspension, 1-ton axles, new bead locks, new wheels, new tires, brake lines, J8 brake booster. It's just getting all kinds of
Wow.
stuff thrown at it. New drive shafts, 1350 drive shaft.
And that's, you said it was a 2015
15.
JK?
Yep.
JKU?
Yeah.
Wow. And that's so that you can get out into the community more. You can get out on the
Further
trail
out.
more. You can go be self-sufficient and do things. Very cool.
Right now we're concerned because I got to carry so much water and supplies and coffee, and the rig is already heavy. And
I didn't think
Dana
about that.
44s, they're sleeved and gusseted and all that high speed stuff. However, when 37s and all that weight, every time we hit something hard, and I'm like, ooh,
Yeah. Yeah.
just waiting to hear that crack, and that's not what I want to do. So, the biggest thanks and what started this whole thing is Moss Brothers Jeep.
Oh.
They're the ones that are throwing the 1-tons under it.
Nice.
And it's just sparked this roll.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to get a lot of things much further away from people's normal realities.
That's
out in the
awesome.
adventure world.
That's
So.
awesome. And you'd mentioned that you've been to several of the community events, like the KC event recently.
Yep.
What? How does that work? I mean, do you just fit them in whenever you can, or do you have any that you have scheduled coming up?
Oh yeah, we've just now recently started to have to book them, and because before I was like, oh, nobody's gonna want this, and I found myself a couple times a weekend would come up and I'd be like getting bing bing,
Yeah.
you're gonna be at the event tomorrow. I'm like, I don't know what to do now. So now we've started booking them a little further out. We've partnered with Weekend Off Road. We do a bunch of their stuff. A couple other KC. We do Rig for Dirt LA. We've done their events. We're going to just try to get more and more of them. I'm the only one, so sometimes that really hurts, and I hate saying no to people because you just want to give the coffee
Yeah.
away to their people at the events. I'm kind of a prisoner, so if anybody goes to these events and they don't see me walking around conversing with anybody, I'm over there
Yeah, you're
making
slinging
coffee.
it. Yeah, you're working it.
Yeah, somebody made the mention of that at the last event I was at. They're like, oh, we didn't even see you there. It's like, you must not have come over and got coffee. So
That's funny. Yeah, well, I would imagine you mentioned earlier about it, the rig carrying the water and the I would imagine that's a significant undertaking to get everything prepped, get out there, actually make coffee all day long while people are doing the event. So I can't imagine I'm sure you're pretty exhausted at the end of it.
it's a full day the day before.
Yeah.
It's everything from propane, gas lines, filters, cups, lids, napkins, paper towels, trash cans, all the different coffees that have to be ground in order to, because before what I was doing is grinding as I went, and that took forever. Trying to make it as fresh as possible. So now I just grind it right before we go on the event.
We need to, back in the day, the Jeeps used to have the PTOs, the power takeoffs.
Yeah.
So we need to set up a PTO on
That
the back
would
of this
be
so you can just idle
epic.
and just start throwing them in and have the grinders, like 4 grinders going off the back and just boom, right?
I like that
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
That could be really awesome.
Why did they get away from those PTOs? Those things were for the farm equipment and
Could
stuff.
use them for anything.
Yeah, those things were awesome.
Yeah.
What?
That's like that attachment or something. I think I seen like an old video.
Yeah.
Where you could put like if you were drilling post holes or something like
yeah.
that.
It came off. There was another knuckle basically
another
off one of
drive
another drive
off
shaft,
the drive shaft,
and you just
basically.
clip it in, and you had they had an auger, they had conveyors.
Why it
kinds
went
of
away?
stuff.
Because nobody came out with the margarita machine.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We make
you sell that edition like Jeep Wrangler
With a margarita machine built in.
adapter edition. Boom.
There may be some legal ramifications
probably
to
why
the
not.
idea of making alcohol with your vehicle. I don't know.
A lot of things will happen out there on the Mojave Trail. That's all I'm saying. And you know what? Just be responsible, people. That's all.
But
Hashtag
Jeeps
that's
come
my
with
idea. You can't take. I always do that. Hashtag that's my idea. Like somehow that locks it. You can't
But Your Honor, I said hashtag my idea on December 23rd.
Damn it, he hashtagged it. Oh.
Yeah, now it's taken. You're done. You're done. So the rig's getting built. The new things are the new brews are coming out.
Yeah.
2020 seems like it's on a good trajectory going up. I mean, what
We're
kind?
hoping.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of like what would be ideal for you with next step wise?
Oh, not to run out of coffee. So I completely misjudged this Christmas, and I ran out of 3 of our roasts.
No,
Oh, man.
that's a good problem to have, though.
It is, except for you need to go roast more.
Yeah,
and that takes some time. But yeah, the projection is to launch these 3 new roasts, and by June, I'd like to have at least 3 more. Because the larger the line, I think the more people that you can reach. Because not everybody is just a dark drinker or a light drinker. And you know what? You know that so coffee. A lot of people have this idea that dark roast
The lighter is
is
the stronger one.
caffeine, but the light roast is the one with the caffeine.
Oh,
So,
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, right?
Oh
See, I just
my
mind
God.
blown.
You've been doing it wrong.
Game changing.
It is.
I've been avoiding light roasts.
So if you get a blonde espresso or a
That's
light
what you
roast,
want,
that's
dude.
the one you want. That'll wake you up.
Holy cow!
Everybody's like, give me the strong one. I'm like, well, what do
Nah.
you mean? Flavor or
Yeah.
caffeine? And they're like, oh.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
Wow.
that's interesting. Because like when you crack open the sugar-free Monster, it's pretty much the same every single time. It doesn't matter.
Gross.
That's the level of my sophistication of my palate. It's either the Monster or the Diet Coke. Like that's
it.
I am a horrible. I recognize my
You
vanillaness.
are a horrible.
I am a horrible. Yeah, now I lost my train of thought. We were talking about that. So the light roast is the stronger one.
Caffeine.
So for someone that doesn't like coffee, would the light roast be easier for like? Would it be what would be an introduction to?
If you didn't, so this has happened to many people. I've got several customers that didn't drink coffee and they tried either Challenge or Adventure. And if you go off on a segue with Adventure went to Mount Everest. Adventure has been a huge game changer with people. Right off the top of my head, I can think of 5 different people that didn't drink coffee before. They tried Adventure and they drink coffee now.
Huh.
So Adventure might be the way to
I
go.
will do because my like, I remember way back. I think I've told this story. Way back in the day in construction, like I was pissed off because at the time I was drinking like Mountain Dew, regular Mountain Dew. Energy drinks weren't a thing yet. And you'd go to the parts house in the morning on the way to a job site. No one had Mountain Dew, free coffee. Like everywhere you went, there's free coffee. No one had free soda. So I was like, I need to learn how to drink coffee. And I was like, I didn't like it. and going to the shop, and I pour myself a cup of coffee, and I literally started adding sugar and cream until I could just tolerate it. And it was basically syrup.
Yeah.
And about 5 miles after we left the shop, we had to pull over so I could throw up. And I think that was the end of my coffee drinking. And I'm willing to give it a shot, though.
Cody's equivalent of like the tequila story we all have, where
Yes.
it is. I remember the first
I got
time
burned
I
that
had
one
tequila,
time.
and
It was a bachelor party.
Yeah, and I was puking my guts out. Except with Cody, it's friggin' coffee.
Because I don't drink tequila either. I'm lame.
That's what I'm
I'm
trying to
so
tell you.
lame. Like I'm my dad's biggest disappointment. I'm sure.
There are so many people that are in your boat that
Yeah.
as soon as they pour a cup of coffee, next thing goes in is sugar, cream. And I've asked people, because the one gentleman in this entire game of mine has tasted it and gone, ugh. And I'm like, what, you don't like it? You don't like coffee? And he goes, oh, no, I love coffee just with all that stuff in it.
Oh.
And I'm like, so you don't really like coffee.
Yeah.
So I don't even put cream and sugar out usually. I hide it somewhere because I want people to try it black.
Huh.
Our coffees are specifically roasted to be good black. They're smooth. They're not bitter. That's the biggest part, I think. And a lot of people that think that they have to have cream and sugar have had the garbage coffees that kind of need cream and sugar
You know what?
to knock that edge off.
I kind of so again, I was not like Cody, but I would put like 2 sugars, 2 creams when I was first starting. But I think that's lame. Like, I know if you really liked coffee, you wouldn't have to put stuff like that in. You wouldn't have to flavor it or take an edge off or whatever. So I've slowly weaned down.
Yep.
And now I just use like one packet of like saccharin or like sugar. That's it. But watch, like in the next month or 2, straight black coffee.
Straight black. There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Props to me.
There you go.
right,
That's the way to do it. That's the
I
way
got
to do
fist
it.
bump.
What about, you said earlier, you recently added tea to the lineup.
And
Tell
tea.
me about the tea.
So tea, people like yourself that don't drink coffee,
I
we
love
needed
tea,
to
though.
diversify. We have a minty green tea. It's on point. A lot of people, once they try it, because again, they're apprehensive. You just are another tea. And then we have an English coffee or an English breakfast tea or a black tea. A complete side note on those 3 things: perseverance, momentum, and opportunity all came out at the same time. So those,
I love those names, by the way. I love the names of the coffee. Like, it's just, as opposed to like red velvet cake or, like a name of something, you're like, yeah, it's gotta.
my daughter named them.
Really?
And we're driving along, and I have my 2 daughters in the back seat, and I'm like, okay, girls, we've got 3 new products coming out. One's a decaf coffee, and she fires almost immediately back, perseverance. I'm like, oh, that was quick. And yeah, I like that. So I was like, okay, so here's another one. It's a minty green tea. And she thinks, you can see her back there ticking, and she says, momentum. I'm like, wow, yeah.
I
man,
love
really
it.
like
Yes.
that. And then
You need to contract her out for marketing. I mean,
I'm serious. And then it was almost the same thing with the English breakfast tea. And she said opportunity, because every morning is a new opportunity. I'm
wow.
like, bam.
How old is she?
She's in the Navy. She's been there for about 6-8 months. She just got out of boot camp
It's
and
a
core
little
school.
less impressive now. I thought she was like,
She just thought she
she's
was
11.
3.
Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, she's on her
She's
way
a genius.
to greatness. Yeah,
Well, this
she's
was
amazing.
before that. She was a high school
she's in the
senior.
Navy.
So
Oh.
now,
All right, I mean, still cool.
not
All right.
impressed.
I'll allow it.
No, I just the names, like, it makes you feel something. Like, it's not just like English breakfast tea. It's like, opportunity. It feels. I love that. So you were saying that those 3, they're ready now. Are they available now?
All of those are available now.
Okay.
Off the X is the newest one that's coming out, and that's going to be a totally different label. It's like a pirate map.
Oh,
And it's,
nice.
Off the X is kind of, don't settle for any one adventure. Always move on to the next X.
That's awesome.
That's what that Off the X roast is going to be.
Chase your adventure. Trail
chase
chasers.
it. Absolutely.
Chase your adventure. That's kind of our
I thought you said
slogan.
Taste your adventure.
No.
like Trail Chasers.
Even
all right.
hashtag
Yeah.
Matt came up with that already.
Wait,
Taste your
hold on, I
adventure.
got to do it. Hashtag I came up with that. You can't take it from me.
Hashtag Matt's
how it
idea.
works. That's how that
Taste
works.
your adventure. That's
Taste your adventure.
there you go.
Man.
I think Matt's giving you that one.
I think
Go
I
ahead.
might,
You
I might
can have
take
it.
that.
Go ahead and take that one. I mean, go ahead and take.
Well, you've already got
Poo brew is happening.
You can take hot dog broth if you want.
Matter of fact, put them together. Poop brew. Taste your adventure.
I think that just went to a bad spot.
No, but you've already got adventure,
I don't want that
right?
coffee. Adventure. We
so
do
now
have
the
adventure.
tagline for adventure is "Taste your adventure." Right?
No.
So we're looking at a packaging change, and those take
Oh
forever.
yeah.
But if you look at each one of our packages, like going the extra mile, down underneath it has a little explanation of what going the extra mile
very
means.
cool.
And the same thing with perseverance. It's kind of like a definition. There's people that want something different than just a bag.
Yeah.
Our first bags that came out, we were hand stamping them.
Oh, no.
that was a nightmare. Wow. So, and then we went to a printed bag, and that's the one where the massive failure happened. And I learned some lessons there, and now it's all a very long, meticulous process. And if you change even just one pixel on them, they have to be reapproved and blah blah blah. But yeah, right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Well, so your idea, you have to come up with some other idea when they're ready for a new brew for
How to
packaging.
print bags? What?
No, I'm just saying it's when the timing is right. You have to add before the bags are printed, before everything's all ready to go.
Okay. I just met him tonight.
So I'm trying to think of how.
Like, if you want want to consult me for some coffee ideas.
Well, I
Give me a
do
call.
need to know how do we properly market the poo brew, because I'm afraid that
Give me
people
some
might
time.
take
It's
it
gonna take some
differently.
time.
No, I think you
We
mark.
need to make it a positive thing.
Yes, well, you put you a poo emoji with a happy face on it, like it's your morning.
Putting out rainbows.
Yeah, yes, it's like unicorn poop, like
Oh my god, that commercial.
Yes, unicorn poop. Like it's the poo brew. I mean, it's like the best part of your day. What's the best part of waking up? No,
It's poo
brew in your cup.
Oh my god. There's some other videos that we don't need to go to.
Yeah, what's the SEO on that?
No,
Do not look. Do not search poo brew. Do not search poo
Don't
brew
do
yet. The SEO marketing has not been set up yet. You might be redirected.
It always goes south,
Well, that you want it all to go south after you drink your coffee.
Bang.
There it is.
I lay him up.
Hashtag poo brew.
I lay him up. You bring him, slam him down.
This is the kind of humor you get. It's middle school entertainment
Hey, I
here,
love
as
it.
far
That's
as we're
good
concerned.
I'm mentally 12. That's you keep having me back, so people must like
I
it.
have to. You're my sister makes me.
She makes me do a lot of things too.
And we're out. and cut.
That was the segue.
So, next on the show.
Yeah, next on this show. Well, Jim, I got to tell you, thank you for being brave and coming into this. I appreciate it. And I don't know if Murillo's going to listen to this, but thank you, Bob, for hooking us up.
Most
I appreciate
certainly.
it.
Yeah.
This has been really cool. Educational for me because, again, I don't know anything about coffee, and I'm going to give Adventure a try. Right, that was the one, Adventure?
Yes, Adventure.
Okay, I'll give Adventure a try. And my wife loves coffee, so if I don't finish it, she will. And then, what do you know what the next scheduled event is? Where can people find you next?
Oh, I don't. And the reason we haven't scheduled anything here soon is because the build's going on. I'm giving it a month.
Okay.
Because I'm going to have to do it on weekends and whatnot. So.
Okay. And what's the best place for people to go to buy your coffee?
Groundpoundercoffee.com.
Groundpoundercoffee.com. You're at ground_pounder coffee LLC on Instagram.
Yes.
And if you go to their website, there's all kinds of, it's a really cool website. You got a lot of swag there for shirts and hats and stuff and gear. Oh, you've got the gear too for like the grinders and all that stuff. Is that what all this stuff
and
is?
that hasn't been updated. It's kind of on me because we've had some delays and things. But the new AeroPress Go just came out. It's we sold out of the first group that we had almost immediately.
Okay.
That's pretty awesome for the adventurist. Anybody out doing anything, I take it on flights with me.
Oh, no kidding.
But we've got quite a bit of stuff in order to be able to make you brew your coffee on the go. And for the Keurig goers, one of our posts here recently, Melita actually reached out to us, and we'll be carrying Melita products here pretty soon in order to facilitate K-Cups.
Oh.
They have a really nice reusable K-Cup. Has nice filters in it and everything.
Huh.
We've been against the K-Cup. I'm not a green guy, but at the same time, two things about K-Cups. They produce marginal coffee, and they're super expensive.
Yeah.
what you pay and what you get.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have that stuff available here pretty soon. So
And like you've got these full on kits here for with the propane and the stand and the brewer and the whole thing. So like when you're on the trail, you've got holy wowness. This looks like a science project. Like
Holy wowness.
holy wowness. Yeah. Smallfoot.
Just hold on. I got to lock that one back down because you come up with like some really.
I didn't come up with that one. I took that from Smallfoot. If you haven't seen the movie Smallfoot, it's amazing. It's one of my favorite movies. My daughter watches it.
Don't start crying. Like your daughter.
Look, we snuggle and watch Smallfoot. It's a beautiful story about a Yeti finding himself.
Who do you snuggle with?
My daughter.
Oh, I thought. Maybe,
And my wife.
Yeah, you probably snuggling with Carlos. And
Sometimes.
Cooper.
So back to the website here. There's all kinds of gear here for the home brewer, the person who wants to enjoy the coffee at home and out on the trail. This is really cool stuff.
yeah, we just recently partnered with MSR, and we had to have a way for people to heat water out in the field, and they have one of the best products on the market. So and multiple that you can see. There's all different kinds.
Yeah. This is really cool. So I'm going to do everything in my power to get my dad to taste some of this because I want him to get away from the crap that he's drinking. And maybe what we'll do is
You have to switch it out.
we have to switch it out. We'll full on
Isn't that like an old coffee? We switched his old Folgers with, whatever.
with ground pounder adventure.
This is the greatest.
Oh, so
Folgers
what
I've
would
ever
be
had.
what would be the right brew for like a crotchety old bastard?
crotchety old bastard ale?
Hashtag crotchety old bastard coffee.
Do you want them up and going? Then it would be going the extra mile. So
No, I don't think he needs the caffeine.
It's I don't know.
something
I don't know
smooth and easy drinking. Challenge.
Challenge. Okay, I'm gonna get some challenge for Dad. See if we can fix him. Like see if we can get him
You
away
got
from
to
that.
switch it out though.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Oh well,
like
the next time he comes here, we'll pull out the coffee maker he bought Tammy and be like, yeah, we'll have like a
switch the-
Folgers can, and
Yes.
inside of it be a bag of challenge,
Exactly.
and just make it that way.
There you go.
Here's the sad thing.
You have to somehow convince.
He's gonna
convince
know.
him to do the brewing. So somehow when he tastes it, he thinks like I did a good job.
No, well, that's what I was gonna say. The sad thing
gonna
is he won't.
You don't think so?
The sad thing, if it's brown and it didn't come out of a Keurig, he don't care. Like that's he's. I don't think he would be like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Well, is it good coffee? It's good, and he would just drink it. Like it, he has no appreciation for the nuance in anything.
I could see that.
Old military
coffee
out of a sock guy. So
the stand-up coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're going to try to get him to switch. I'm going to try adventure, and then we'll go from there. But thank you so much for being here. This was a good time. Thanks for hanging out at this in the studio.
All that tempting your gift miss. Let me check what's on my wish list. Trail chasers coming through with the swaggiest pack. Listen to the podcast with Cody and Matt, but that's not all. So y'all better relax, cause I'm about to come in and shoot you some facts. You also gonna get a full set of tires from Nexen, Rhodium, MTX, so y'all be flexing. Dual sidewall designs and mechanic and beats. A nice little gift after your Christmas Day feast. Gotta enter the win, so keep your game tight, cause Santa knows who's been naughty all night.
Jose, you see that on the screen right there? We got a picture of the Salton Sea.
Yes.
All right, so we're not going to.
Do you see a spacecraft in the middle of the Salton Sea?
What is that?
Submerged? No joke.
All right, ready?
Is that the new?
Are we going to do this? 3,
Oh, you haven't
2.
recorded
I thought we were already
Yeah, I
doing it.
thought we're.
3, 2, 1. We didn't need to do that. I just want to make you guys stop talking. If I say 3, 2, 1, you guys usually go silent. So that way,
We're in the middle of a ramp. 3, 2.
Yeah.
All right, so it is today's the 23rd, Monday before Christmas. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays.
It's the first night of Hanukkah, right?
Is it the first? I don't know.
Or yesterday
today.
was.
No, today.
Today is.
Is
right?
it Happy
so.
Happy Hanukkah?
Thank you.
What's the Hanukkah Kwanzaa Festivus, whatever the mashup is of all that? So whatever it is,
Happy
used,
that.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
No, there was another one I saw that said Happy Mary, like it just be whatever. So whatever it is you celebrate, have good time for you. We are so 23rd. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve, family stuff all day. The next day is Christmas, family stuff all day. Day after that, bright and early,
It's on.
We're on. We're going. And I know in conversation with Jose prior to recording, he's not ready.
No.
I'm not ready. Matt?
Dude, I'm ready to go.
Oh, dude, really?
Well, I mean, no, I still got to pack all that stuff. I got my kids' laundry to do. But the truck's ready to go. I got to get that hardware.
Oh, bracket. Before you leave here, let's grab that bracket.
Word.
I went and got the oil changed in the truck. I was going to do it myself. I just ran out of time. I've been I pulled a bunch of the camping gear down, but I just don't feel like I've got enough free time between now and Thursday morning to get everything completely packed up, ready to go. We were just talking about how it's going to be raining out there, so it's not like you can just throw your gear in the back of the truck. You know what I mean? You got to have it sealed up.
So this, I have an opinion about the weather. Having camped, all kinds of weather. It's super windy, below freezing, rainy, and then obviously like just regular, perfectly clear. And sometimes the trips that you go on that have like the horrible weather that you think would be, this is gonna suck, it's gonna ruin our whole trip. Sometimes those are the funnest trips.
Yeah, I mean they definitely can be. So on AccuWeather it says Thursday there's a 78% chance of rain.
I like the AccuWeather one better than Weather Channel. Weather Channel's like 100%.
Weather.com says 100% chance of rain.
Yeah.
So it will be wet. So we were just talking about.
That's what she said. I
now.
want to take that back. Can I take that back?
No, you can't. That was not a good one. That was not a good use of
Hey
that.
now would have been more appropriate.
Yeah, that hey now would have been better. That was not a good use of that.
Sometimes I get excited. I say things I shouldn't have said.
Hey, Rescue Con, don't worry about what I did between now and last Thursday. I'm not a lazy bum just because I'm unemployed.
Yeah, you know what? You are a lazy. Exactly.
No, I've got things to do.
No, you don't. What do you got to do?
I've been busier.
I saw the presents that you wrapped. You brought some presents. We had Christmas at my house this year for whatever reason. I don't know why. And you just wrapped everything in the same like grocery store paper bag wrapper.
No,
wrapping.
F you, dude. My wrapping was beautiful. It was the best wrapping.
Did you actually do all that wrapping?
I did. I am
probably paid somebody to come
I am
over.
super proud.
You probably paid
I am
somebody.
super
you
proud
probably
of
went
my
to like
Christmas.
an app and it was giftwrap.com
Nope.
and somebody came
Nope.
over
You see-
and did all that shit for you.
Nope. You see that?
Oh,
you see that?
my God.
That little cut
You're
right
on
there.
You're on your way to
that's
OC.
a paper
right
cut.
now.
That's a paper cut right there on my thumb from
Oh, God.
wrapping paper.
Did you bleed out?
I did. I had
Did
to.
you
Oh, and
almost bleed out?
I posted on Instagram the other day that picture.
Oh,
You know,
I saw that.
Yeah, dude, why was it so tight?
So late.
No, look, so I had the razor knife. I was using the razor knife to cut the paper, and for some reason, I put it in my mouth to grab something, and it fell out of my mouth, and I tried to catch it, and it poked me in the finger, and it was just a tiny little poke.
Oh, my
But you know how it
God.
bleeds, and I'm trying to wrap stuff,
That's how
and
it
it was
starts.
bleeding
I was like,
everywhere.
damn, that
so I
thing's tight.
just
Starts with
cranked
a
it. That's what she said.
Yes.
So the plan is we've got a couple meeting points between essentially the Inland Empire here in Southern California to where we're going to meet out at Ocotillo. So we're going to stop at.
We got the map out on the big screen.
We got the map up on the big TV right now. Step one, meeting place one here in Eastvale. We're going to meet again.
Yeah, I think I've said it before. I could stare at maps
Yeah.
like forever. I just look at that. Look at the roads.
Oh, you see so
Look
many,
at those
so much
hills.
stuff. Like, and then
What's
I've been
going on
using
there?
the combination of my maps and Google Earth, and it's super cool.
I think it's a condition I have, maybe.
Meeting at Denny's, and then we should be at the
Just
trail.
go with that right.
Yeah, but dude,
Jose, that was I couldn't have left it up to the rim and just lobbed it up there. You could have just take that, and he didn't do it. Thank you.
we know you. Everybody knows you have a condition. We just don't know
right,
what it
there it
is.
is.
We
There
just don't
it
know
is.
what
Thank
it
you.
is.
Somebody hit me.
So I want Matt.
It's an interesting path you carved out on the screen there.
So well, here's why we want to get into this wash. The only way to get off the freeway is right here.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to start off at Truck Haven Wash area. And Matt, I want some goddamn credit here. Look, I've been working on this for days, and you've been bitching and complaining about seeing the arch.
Oh yeah.
So I found it, and
Hold on. You're gonna get to see it too. It's not like
Yeah.
asshole, I did this and only I'm gonna go.
Stupid arch.
No.
Yeah, and only I'm gonna do it. You'll be there too, dude. You can. That's not like you got to drive through.
Cody,
with your
I swear,
eyes
if I
shut.
see you parking your car under it and taking a picture,
He's so pissed off.
No.
I made you find the arch. Hey man, this is like something you could tell your friends and family. It's like going to New York and you didn't see the Statue of Liberty. Oh, you went to Ocotillo Wells, you didn't see the arch? Idiot.
Yeah,
So
well-
now we're gonna see it.
yes, because I showed you the map before, and you're like, isn't the arch over here? And I had to redo the entire first day of the map. Isn't there?
Every
There's
time
an arch someplace.
And I always point.
Yeah.
And you know what? I always point.
You're
right
in the
around
right
there.
area.
I always point right
Because-
there.
because
so wait a
originally-
minute. What are you complaining about? I pointed to the damn arch like five times.
You pointed to a
Five
general
freaking
facility.
times.
Of a general
Dude,
facility.
I nailed it like every time. That's exactly. Just the other day, you were like, "Here's the Arco over here,"
Hey,
and
even
that's the damn arch.
even a broken clock's right two times a
for
day,
sure.
right?
So we're gonna see the arch.
I'll break some clocks.
We're gonna go to an area called the off-road playground that looks like a lot of fun.
Sweet.
And then
What do you think it looks like when it's submerged in full of water?
Hey, what do you think it looks like under 10 feet of water?
Yeah, exactly. We might.
Oh,
we might need
some
to
of
look for
these
high ground.
You know what?
dude.
Now we're in a bunch of washes. Oh man, so this is going to be interesting. But
Maybe if you have time and you're not busy day tomorrow, you can do a little research and look for an alternative trail that's above water level.
I have all kinds of alternative trails. But this is a lot of that stuff that we had talked about, the fun stuff, like the weaving through the deep canyons and that kind of stuff. We're going to find our way out and head towards the 4x4 training center. You know, the little playground there with all the obstacles and stuff. Figured that'd be a good place to stop for lunch or a snack or something, and you know, someone can go in there, tool around.
Will you be providing the snacks?
No, you're on your own.
Wait a minute. I was told you're going to provide me with snacks and entertainment.
Both of those are inaccurate. I don't know who told you that.
Ugh. What was that dot you just passed by?
It's just
Random watch.
Yeah, it's a marker. It was a marker as I was making these trails here.
All right.
Working through.
That's you sure it wasn't? This is where Matt's gonna get stuck right here. There's Shell Reef.
We're gonna pass Shell Reef. We did that last year, and then we're gonna veer down this south towards this area here. So we talked about camping, right? And in the rain, like this campsite here actually has the canopies. It actually has, but who knows?
Oh, there's going to be millions of people.
Yes, there's, I don't know.
So if you're coming with us, will you have time to no, you won't have time to listen to this.
Yeah. Oh no, it's going to come out.
No,
as this is released, we'll be on the road.
You're driving.
So I was going to say, like, bring some like Mad Max type weaponry because we're going to have to fight for one of these spots probably. A bunch of people on dirt bikes. It's going to look just like a Fury Road or whatever.
Charlize Theron.
God, I wish Charlize Theron was there. Can we get Charlize Theron there?
I don't think that we have that kind of pool, but At least this campsite here does have facilities like a bathroom and some canopies. I'm going to assume that they're all taken at that point. But there is plenty of area around here.
Because of the weather, maybe
not.
People,
people can be out there in trailers.
Yes, but actually, riding in the rain, dirt bikes, because that's it's probably 80% dirt bikes out there compared to four wheelers. But riding in the rain is, it's hard because it like stings. But it is the best because you could ride in a tight pack and the bike hooks up.
Were you in Glamis with us that one year for the guys trip?
No.
Oh, we were there one year. It rained like buckets rained. And we were already out at Oldsmobile or something. And it started coming down and everybody just jumped on their bikes and took off. And that's Glamis sand where the top inch is like that crusted layer and just the grip you got on your bike from that, and you could plant your front wheel and turn. That was fun as hell.
No, that's good.
So down in this area, down here south of Devil's Slide, there's all kinds of different blue campsite that I've got marked here as like a campsite with no facilities. A yellow one, an orange, a green one has a bathroom or whatever. So we could camp anywhere down here in this area and be within driving distance of a bathroom if we needed it.
Yeah, that's true. We don't have to like grab one of those canopy or those shaded areas.
Yeah,
or
so we could camp like right here in this area, you know what I mean, and just drive over to the bathroom if we needed. But like we'd said, we should probably bring the orange room to set up, for cooking and what have you. So we'll have to figure that out. And I did not know this, Matt. Did you know? I don't think you've been out there very much, but there's an RV, Blue Inn RV park here that's got gas and a grocery store.
Oh. No, I've never been that far south. I've only twice now. Once was last year in the Renegade, and then 15 years ago with my dirt bike. I've only been at the north part. The furthest south I ever went was Shell Reef, I want to say.
Okay.
So
that is about a 30-mile day, 28-mile day. So I think if we get to the trail,
you're sitting on the 210, that's like 3 hours.
Yeah, well, that's
driving.
If we get to the trailhead at 11ish, we should be able to move pretty quickly through some of this stuff and get to a lot of this stuff. I didn't put the pumpkin patch on here. It's there if we have time. We want to do a little offshoot to get to it. It's right off to the side, but I think. Most of us have been to the pumpkin patch. It's a cool place to go, especially like you go check it out and there's all the rigs and people parked and stuff. You get to see all that stuff, so we can make a game time decision on that one. So any thoughts on day one?
No,
looks good.
And I like the idea of ending down here with multiple campsites available and this gas and grocery store should there be a problem, right?
Sure. Amenities are never a bad thing,
No,
the highway's right there.
Yeah,
when we start our brawl, and if we're losing,
we got to cut out.
Yeah, we got to get out of there. Just get right on Highway 78 and get out of town.
Cool. So then we'll do the camp, sleep, the whole thing. Take off in the morning, swing by
camp, sleep.
Top off here at Blue Inn if we need to, and then Matt, I found this specifically for you.
Oh, this is probably gonna. Go on.
Airplane junkyard.
Oh, all right.
Come on,
I
dude.
thought you were going to clown me or something.
No, you love airplanes and
that
junk.
Was great.
And this is like your thing.
You love airplanes and junk.
I did not know this was out there. I've never seen this before. I did not know the airplane junkyard existed. And going back to your conversation about like looking at maps, as I've been pouring over this area the last couple of days, like looking for trails and all kinds of stuff, I'm like, airplane junkyard, what is that all about? And that's a stop on the trip for sure. But I mean, look, there's a bunch of wings over here and tail wings, and so we're gonna swing by the airplane junkyard to see what that's all about. It looks like you could drive through here, but I don't know. I mean, how cool would that be if you just drive around a bunch of
I would Tokyo drift that whole junkyard.
So if anybody knows about the airplane junkyard, send us a message on Instagram Thursday morning. when you listen to this, so that we can get it and.
Do what now?
I'm just saying, if someone knows anything about the airplane junkyard, it'd be interesting to have a backstory there. I don't have any backstory.
Rescue Con is like killing it tonight. He goes, "Hi, Shirley Theron. My name's Cody. I'm married and unemployed. Nice to meet you.
Would you like to come camping with me?
You want to help me pitch a tent? No.
Whoa. So then we're going to continue south after the airplane graveyard, and there's a trestle bridge here that looks kind of cool. We'll stop at that trestle bridge, check that out, just kind of on the way in that wash.
Is that like for a train or something?
I think so.
Yeah, look at that.
Looks like a train trestle bridge.
Okay.
And then continue south to where'd my line?
TJ.
No, we're gonna head over to Superstition Mountain. I've been wanting to go check out Superstition Mountain for a while. We didn't make it down there last year, so
We didn't come close to making it last
well,
year.
and so this is version 4 of the map, and by version 2, I had us doing Pinyon Mountain, and I got some feedback from Evan and did some more research, and basically Pinyon Mountain is death and despair. Like, you've got to have a
frontier
a rig. Yeah, you got to have a frontier, and not everybody has that. So we're
Jose, you're quiet tonight.
I know
What
he
gotta
is. He's
do?
sitting there.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
You're stressing me out, dude. You better not be like this Thursday, dude. You better
No, I have
you
whiskey.
better liven up.
I have whiskey.
Nope, no whiskey for you.
No, he needs it now.
Yeah, I need it now.
So we'll do Superstition Mountain and come around there. There's campsites in this area.
Oh, right there, dude. Party Hill.
Yes, there's a place called Party Hill.
Party Hill, baby.
I changed the route so
There's
that we
like
could
a
get
cocktail symbol too.
Yeah.
I don't know what's there.
but we're
There's
going.
a party.
Yeah,
There's
but
a
we're
party
Oh, my
right
God.
there.
Because you know what? Wherever I go, Party Wash, Party Valley, Party
Party
job
Frontier.
site.
Yeah.
Party Mountain. Sweet.
So we'll swing by Party Hill, and then there's a handful of different camp opportunities in this area, and we can go check that out. What is
The slab. I think I've heard about that place. There's one of them in.
They're playing in the Honda Center next week.
and then so that this does not have facilities. Like, that's the one downside of this area. There's not like a bathroom there, but we'll be okay. If we needed to go into town, we're 18 miles away from Westmoreland. Should we need anything that night, so if anything critical happens.
Isn't that guy the bass player to like Limp Bizkit? Westmoreland. Oh, seriously, I think did he buy a town or something?
Westmoreland?
Oh, right.
Oh,
Westmoreland.
dude, that's a horrible pull.
Sorry. Edit that.
I'm not gonna edit
Can
that.
you edit
People need to know how bad that
that's-
was.
No.
That was horrible.
Please. Edit that.
So now you used to challenge me to edit stuff.
I
Now
know,
you're like,
now.
please edit that. I realized that was
bartering.
dumb.
Oh, man.
So Superstition Mountain, and then we'll camp out at
Dude, there's a Walmart super center in the middle of
Westmoreland.
Brawley.
Oh yeah, Brawley. I considered leaving here and going to Glamis for day 2, but it's an hour drive from where we would end up, and it's probably not worth it. We'll make Glamis a separate trip.
I think Glamis. I think it's really hard for certain vehicles. You really need like a lot of speed.
Well, yeah,
I think
for the dunes. But if we were to do like we had talked
what
about,
else are you gonna do in
there's
Glamis?
the wash, there's the
All
trail
awesome
down in the
off-road
wash.
trails there.
No. There's the wash, and then there's the flat out to the bar. Like, that would be a fun vehicle run. Some whoops and some.
It's like 40 minutes there and back.
Well, I'm sorry that you don't want to have fun.
You can't go in. I'll go into the dunes, but I don't know if anybody coming with me is going to make it out. We're just going to be rescuing people the whole time.
Well, you got
dragging people in and out with the Frontier.
You got a new high lift and snatch strap for Christmas.
Snatch strap. Nice. Just, it's already happening. Me and Jose just Beavis and buttheading, giggling at each other.
Oh, that's I need to make sure.
I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome.
I need to make sure that everything's charged up, and I wish I had 2 wireless lapel mics that I could just clip to your guys' belt the minute we get to camp and just let it record all night long.
Yeah, but those recordings can never get out.
Yeah, that has to be monitored. That has to be for our own research.
No, I know what you. I don't need to research. I know what I need to know about you guys.
Well, I need it for research, so because half the time I can't remember what we were talking about.
Well,
I just remember we laughed a lot.
Well, we're going to be close to the Centinela Visitor State Prison, so if anybody gets out of hand, you can just if anybody's running north across the desert, don't talk to that guy. I don't know what the Centinela Prison's got going on. Like, is that a
pick up some people from that place?
Hey guys, you want to go for a ride?
It has a 3.3 out of
3.3 stars on Google. Yeah,
there you go. It's
decent,
not bad.
Decent, decent ratings for a state prison. I would think. I don't know.
That is not bad.
Facilities aren't bad. Food sucks. So that's kind of the rough plan. I think we all know that, as Jose pointed out, I've made several comments about it being fluid. This is a fluid plan because we don't know how far we're going to make it and what the weather's going to be like. I mean,
that's pretty ambitious. That's a pretty ambitious.
It is. I cut it back. So like I said, day 1 is about 25 miles, and day 2 I think is 31 miles. Because day 2, we're already there. Like day 1,
day 1's getting there. It's half the
day 1 is going to be hitting the trail at 11 o'clock, hopefully, and we've got till 5 o'clock or so to get to camp. And we have other camp options if we need to, and we can skip the 4x4 training center and just blow right by it. Right, every time we go there, we spend an hour and cruising around in there.
I've never been in there, but
no.
No. The last time we went, we
that's right. We sat outside,
and that was it.
Yeah, there's some fun stuff in there. You can go play around. I think the last couple times I've been there, it's been so busy I didn't want to go in and mess with it. It's too many people. Mm-hmm. But I tried to pick out some of the windy trails that we had talked about, and some of the more technical stuff. Hoping that we can work our way through as a group. We talked a little bit about comms last week, about everybody having the radios set up, and so make sure that we charge our radios and get that ready to go. What else? What are the things that we need to consider before we load up here in 2 days?
Well, we definitely need to consider and anticipate rain. And I'm not worried about raining while we're wheeling, but like at night or when we're setting up camp, it'd be nice because if it's raining and we all just hang out in our own tents, that's not going to be fun if we can't do a campfire, which I don't think we're going to be able to. I don't know how we could figure that out. But
well, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to.
I mean, is it forecasted to rain like the entire night, like day and night?
Dude, if you look at this map I'm looking at, there's like mixed rain and like sleet.
What?
According to this, yeah, down there even. Down there.
There's sleet down there?
There's sleet down there. What's that all about? So there you got a specific map. Brawley. I was looking at Brawley, right? You can't put Pumpkin Patch in your California radar map.
Well, I mean, here's the Salton Sea. Here's the 78. We're basically right here between the two, right? So, it shows.
We're looking at the clouds moving.
I mean, they're definitely heading towards that direction.
Back and forth.
Back and to the left. Back and to the left.
Oh, Jose. You know what he's talking about. He brought it up.
Well, I'm looking at this radar map. So,
Jose, you're just not with it tonight.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was.
Is he disappointing?
That was straight up JFK.
It was.
All right.
Well, he got shot from the front. That's why.
All right.
So
hey, you know what?
The third shooter got him.
If you play it backward, the clouds go away from where we're wheeling. Figure that out.
So
It's been a long couple of days.
if we take the Easy Up, the orange room, we can set that up to at least
And
be
it
able
has
to
sides, so we can
Yeah.
put up a couple of sides, and at least that's like an outdoor. You know, we can put that up, and people can hang out and go in and out of there. Set up a table or something in there.
Yeah, well, I was
And we
thinking
just hang out.
set it up over the truck, put the over the back end of the truck, so that we could put the stove on the mountain hatch and be able to cook. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because people are going to want to stand underneath your truck's going to hoard all the shelter.
no, over the tailgate, over the back
You
end.
can also just put a table up and then cook off of that table.
Okay,
And then we can stand around that table
But
instead
are
of
you-
all like trying to wedge
I
and find a
hadn't-
portion of the bed of your truck.
I hadn't
so we can
planned
all,
on. I hadn't planned on bringing a table. Were you bringing a table?
Sure, it's just look. This is what we're discussing. How are we going to do this? No, you know what? You're right. We'll all invite people to gain shelter so we can socialize, and we'll all huddle up in the bed of your truck underneath the canopy.
We have radios. We can sit in the trucks and just talk on the radios.
like when you're kids and you're like trying to talk to your friends.
Your next door
down the
neighbor with a
street.
walkie-talkie. Yeah.
Yes.
All
right.
Well, what other? I mean, we could bring that our Easy Up also has like an awning that we've never used.
We should definitely do that.
I don't know where the
Again.
hardware. I got to find the hardware for that.
No. Never mind.
What about? Well, what? Okay. What about this? What if we set up? Here's an idea. We put the Easy Up like in the center, and we get a couple of like those blue tarps. Zip tie the one end of it to the like the four sides of the Easy Up, and then string the other side to trucks. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we park a truck north, south, east,
We
west.
could take the two Easy Ups, the next and then the orange one, put them apart, and then put a tarp up between the two, something like that. Maybe a third one kind of laying down in that space. I don't know. There's options. I think, do
we have tarps?
I do. I have a couple blue tarps, like 25 or 20
Yeah.
foot, something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to like sacrifice and carry a little more weight
Yeah.
in order
That's
to
my concern.
accommodate
Is that,
like nighttime social
Okay.
opportunities.
okay.
You know?
Well, each one of us can throw an Easy Up in the truck, and that way we've got it. Because you're right. Like as of 2 days ago, it was 10% chance of rain on
Thursday.
On Thursday, now it's 100% chance of rain, and sunset is 4:44. So we got to try to get to camp by 4:00.
Okay.
What?
That Rescon's like killing you, dude. It's pretty funny. I don't know. That guy, I think he's auditioning. Dude, I'm just saying, I already have that part on this show, Rescue Con. Just because you keep killing Cody about his truck and stuff, that doesn't mean you're gonna take my spot.
If,
all right?
if he lives in Arizona, if he lived in California, maybe he would take your spot.
Oh, well, there you go.
Logistically, I'm stuck with you.
Yeah, you just got punked by logistics.
So yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. If we don't take if we save the weight and don't take the Easy Ups, what are we gonna do?
How much weight are we talking? I can lift that thing by myself, right? I can lift that by
Easy
myself,
there.
right?
Easy there. Thor.
Yeah,
I think I've done it.
Yeah.
No,
I've
yeah.
done
Hey,
it.
you're Fat Thor. What do you want from me? No, it's not. It's,
So you're saying I'm stronger than
He's a god.
yes.
Thank you.
Yes. No, it's not. I mean, it's weight, but if it was
60 pounds.
yeah, but if it was just the Easy Up by itself, but when you factor in all the other stuff that we're carrying, I mean, I didn't know if the gas and all that stuff. We were tacking a bunch of weight on. You know what I mean? So. Well, I mean, but to your point, what are our options?
It's just something we're going to have to do. If we can get to and camp at one of those areas with the permanent covering, and we can kind of tack on and attach that or spread out, then even better. Again, it'd be nice to be able to do a fire, but I don't know. That's
Not
what,
underneath.
Do we have firewood?
that's when the magic happens.
Not underneath the, but we're not doing it underneath
Fire.
the easy up.
Booze, crazy conspiracy theories.
Do we have firewood?
Not right now. I mean, we need to. That's one of the things we need to figure out. My email told everybody to bring some firewood.
Dude, I just played our company golf tournament at Los Serranos.
Yeah.
And off of one of the holes is probably enough firewood. I don't know how many yards you would measure it, but it would fill your entire backyard 10 feet high. And this is like old wood that's just been sitting there. And I just thought, man, I should just ask them.
Old wood.
Can I just go where? Take that where you want. If I could just go over there and ask them, can I get some of that old wood you got back there?
What are you gonna do with it, sir?
What I do with my old wood?
It's my business. Don't make me look. It's none of your business.
But yeah, we need firewood too. No pallets. Obviously, they don't let you. They don't let you cook. Cook. They don't let you burn pallets out there.
No, we almost got popped, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they came over. And
They
they're
came
like,
over and said something. Yeah.
If I see any nails in the ground, I'm gonna hunt you down.
They weren't that brutal.
No, they were cool. They were.
Well, because they saw us. I was taking the nails out.
Yeah. Jose was trying to break the pallet down. We should have done it before we went, but didn't
You
think
live
of
and
it.
learn.
Yeah. I have some scrap wood I can bring, but we should probably plan on picking up some firewood.
I mean, there's like those places off the 15. There's one. I think off the 210. Like anywhere. You could. There's an industry of firewood places in Fontana and Rialto.
Why? Because people are burning their trash.
No, actually, the one place I'm thinking of specifically is it's like off of Sierra, just north of the 215, north of the 15, and it's a landscaping company, and so they cut down trees, all the time. They have to haul it away, and they have sections of their yard. It's not even a yard; it's just acreage where they just let the wood sit, and and then they sell it. So you could fill like your bed of your truck for like $100.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say over by Los Serranos in Chino Hills, there's a place where you go up into Chino Hills, and the guy has all kinds of wood, and the guy has all kinds of wood.
It's so hard not to live.
He's got whatever kind of wood you want, and it's. But I can't remember the guy's number. Like I gotta remember.
Right.
I can't remember the guy's name. But you literally roll up there. He'll fill up the back of your truck for $100, and you're done. You said where was that place off the 210 and Sierra?
So yeah, again, like just below
Mac Daddy firewood.
Just below like where we always stop for. See that Duncan Canyon and Coyote Canyon? Go up further north. Yeah, right where.
Going to Lido Creek.
No, it's basically right where that little green chute down below.
Okay, well this is bad audio. So somewhere out there's a
he's got his scroll. He's scrolling around the screen. I'm like, it's right there. It's right there. It's frustrating.
So
whatever. Yeah, there's a place there, but I ain't going up there.
No, we'll have to figure it out. I mean, you can buy a bundle of.
It's like $6. You get a bundle, but that'll burn.
That burns so
quick,
fast.
Yeah. Duraflames, get throw a Duraflame in there with a couple regular.
If it rains, it ain't gonna matter.
No,
I'm not gonna put up a easy up over a fire.
No.
not unless we wanted to come back with a
sunroof in your easy up.
Ain't coming back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not the wheeling in the rain. I mean, that's gonna be fun. I think that's gonna be. Test out the mud, how the tires do in the mud, and I think we're going to be good there. It's the camping in the rain that's going to suck.
I'm sleeping in my car, so.
Are you again?
Yeah.
How come? You don't want to set up a tent?
Casey's bringing the big tent, right?
Yeah. So
I do not want to set up a tent.
So we were having a conversation this weekend. Do you remember Casey's tent?
No.
From Mojave?
No.
It's the Taj Mojave Hall.
That's right.
So Casey ended up with like
a
freaking military barrack.
Yeah.
It's a military barrack that can fit like 18 people in it. So we decided that the Matt, the boys, Casey, Zen, and I are all going to share that one tent, so we don't have to set up one tent. But I'm bringing my other tent just in case, and I'm not afraid to sleep in the truck. Because I mean, if we have chili cheese Fritos for dinner the first night,
I'm not having that.
Well, you could think of it this way: we'll all sleep well. I guess.
Why?
Because you're all going to knock each other out.
Yeah,
Dude.
just knocked out. Fumes.
Well, I am excited about this trip. I'm a little bit bummed about the weather, but there's nothing we can do about that. We figure it out. Hopefully, if we can get to one of these campsites on day one that has the awnings, and that would be golden. That'd be the way to go. There's one here that has the awnings, and I think this one. Yeah, see, this one has a bunch too.
So as far as the terrain is concerned, I mean, that's desert. That's like sand.
Yeah,
But
what do
it's-
those trails look like?
Yeah. There was some stuff that looked kind of like clayish. And
Yeah.
Maybe pretty slick.
Yeah, and we may
It's going to be a
game
a
time
challenge.
decision. Well, I mean, we like up here at the top of the wash, like this is all sandy. When we come into Truck Haven Wash, going into the arch, this is all just sandy dirt stuff, right? I mean, we'll be fine there. It'd probably be puddles and sloppy.
As long as it's not underwater.
Yeah, as long as it's not underwater. This 4x4 playground, I mean, like this is what you're talking about. It's almost like cement. Like it looks like powdery. That may be gnarly. We might want to skip it. And then we're back into a wash for a while. But if we get into an area where we think it's going to be too much of a struggle, then we find a path around. There's that area out there enough to know that you can, if you don't want to go this direction, you can try to find a way around. There's plenty of different paths to get there. But I'm hoping that we can.
Who's going to get stuck first? Who are we concerned about?
Ooh,
Are we concerned about whoever we have going? Do we have any concerns?
I don't.
Yeah,
And
what
this
kind
is
of rigs
like-
are going?
Yeah,
I don't even know,
This is like legitimate concern. Well, actually, maybe we shouldn't say, and then get those people worried.
I don't believe that there's anybody that I'm concerned about. The only thing that may be,
and again, I'm only saying this because of the rain factor.
No, I'm saying there's a couple, like for example, we know Joe K's got a stock Wrangler, JKU, right? So height wise, you're a stock Frontier. You've got good tires, obviously, but size wise, clearance wise, that could be a potential issue.
Mm-hmm.
ZR2 Dave is going to be out there. We're not going to worry about him. Casey's got a built up rig, Evan's done a bunch of work to his rig. So I don't think from a rig perspective, I don't think there's, other than like a vehicle that doesn't have a lift, there's going to be a couple vehicles that aren't lifted. I'm not really concerned. I mean, and there's enough of us to where if we stack up appropriately,
daisy chain.
Yeah, between straps and winches and what have you, if we've got, we keep like the built rigs kind of
In the middle?
Yep. So one in front, one in back, one in the middle. And we put everybody else in between. Yeah. That way, if one of the stock height vehicles, high centers, or someone with balder tires gets slippery, we have the ability to pull somebody out. I mean, we'll make it. You know what I mean? We'll make it one way or the other.
out.
Yeah. So I mean, you look at those vehicles and the group, and there's no one I'm not concerned about at all. I think it's going to be fun. There's only a couple people we haven't gone out with before. And they'll get indoctrinated real quick.
Get ready. You better be ready.
They'll figure it out if that's. It's funny. Years and years ago,
talking about hazing.
Yeah, hazing the new folks. I remember years ago. I was working at this company, and they had just gotten into quads and side by sides and stuff. And I invited them out with. They're like, you go all the time, and I was like, I don't know that you want to go with my group of friends. And they're like, no. And I'm like, look, you go to church a lot. These people do not. I don't think that you want to. And took them out. They wanted to go. I warned them. I gave them probably 5 options to get out.
Yeah.
Took him out with the guys on I think it was an overnight trip. Never saw him again. They never came out.
Wow.
Yeah, they were that. I was like, I'm telling you, this is not the group you want to hang out with.
You're going to be scared for your life, probably. It's not a joke.
That group, yeah, there was no pulling punches. But so we've got, like I said, 11 rigs. 11 rigs, about 20 people. I think it's going to be a damn good time. I think we're looking at a lot of fun. The rain's going to throw a wrench in a little bit, but I think we'll work our way around it. I mean, it is what it is. You know?
It's going to be cold.
Yeah, but I mean, it was cold last year. Remember,
it was freezing.
Remember
dude.
last year was.
It was 32 or 36 or something like that.
Yeah, it'll probably be warmer. See, 51 and 44. I think it was colder last year.
Definitely was colder. That's the good thing about having the clouds is it kind of creates that layer.
It gets a little bit warmer with the rain. So, I mean, it's just wet. So we just got to work our way through that piece. But I will pull out.
When's my rooftop tent show up?
Have you talked to anybody? So side note, I did get contacted via LinkedIn by a rooftop tent manufacturer this week.
Hey now.
So I will reach out and have a conversation.
I still got
Mojave Trail's coming right around the corner.
I got so much shit I still got to do to the truck, dude. I got to change the oil in the diffs.
Why you got to do that?
Because it's been like, I don't know how many thousands of miles.
You should have thought about that in November, bro.
Yeah.
That's true.
Is that why, right? Is that why you're all quiet and stuff? You're like,
he's sitting there
I'm
dreading.
I'm just dreading. Thinking about what I got to do. And I got to go buy a sleeping pad. Because, dude, the last time I slept in the truck, I didn't sleep. It's like...
You just folded the seat down and laid on...
I mean, it's flat.
Yeah, but I mean, but it ain't comfortable.
Oh, hell no, dude.
I
was cold and uncomfortable.
Oh.
Ooh, you know what?
Yeah,
that's why you're bringing.
I was waiting for Matt to crawl.
Yeah, that's why he brought whiskey this time.
That's why I brought whiskey.
What if? What if we talked about putting the easy ups with the tarp in between? Maybe. What if we put another one on the ground so that we could set our tents on that and be drier? Because if the dirt's wet when we get there and we set the tent on top of the wet dirt.
Well, the base is plastic. It's a tarp.
I'm just saying from.
I think I need to try and talk Monty into let me leave the boys. I don't know if it's raining hard at night, and like the tent gets flooded, and that doesn't sound like a lot of fun.
One of the boys sleeps in your truck with you, and one of them sleeps in my truck with me. I mean, we'll figure that out. Casey and Zen. I mean, nobody's got more than one passenger with them or two passengers. I mean, there's plenty of room. We'll be able to. No, look, we'll put both of the boys.
Well, I'll just wait a minute. You're inviting everybody to sleep in.
No, we'll put both the boys in Jose's truck because he needs a mat to sleep on, so the boys can lay horizontally and he can lay.
I'm the only mat going. What are you trying to say?
Two mats don't make a right.
Where's Jose? He's in there laying on his mat.
I don't know.
All right. So the moral of the story here is we've got essentially 48 hours. 48 hours, give or take 10. So 58 hours before we're actually hitting the trail and hitting the road. And I am not going to have everything ready. I'm looking back at the radio that's here in the studio, and I haven't even charged those. Radios aren't charged.
I'm practically planning on leaving that. Because, dude, there's no way. There's all that stuff. Actually, I have a list that I always go back and check. I got to make sure that the radio's on there. And I got to charge it, too, because that thing... We use a lot of juice on these trips.
I just last minute...
It's got to be fully charged to last.
Yesterday, last minute, I pulled the trigger on the hand mic and the adapter replace the battery with the 12-volt adapter for the radio.
So I've bought two of those hand mics, and you guys say I sound like shit every time I use them.
Oh, is that what you use? Because you do. You sound like absolute crap on the radio.
That's why I'm like, I threw them away.
Oh, I hope that's not the case.
I mean, they're like $5.
You mean like while we're driving?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You sound like garbage.
It sounds horrible. It's from the hand mic.
We always ask you, are you eating the radio?
What did Jose say?
Enunciate.
Well, that I don't do that on a normal basis. I mush everything I say, but yeah, dude, that
Me like radio.
yeah, radio.
Oh, I'm
Stomach.
bummed. I'm
Yeah.
bummed now. Okay, well, I'll try it. So I got the hand mic, and then
Radio stomach.
I want to get one of those power adapter, cigarette lighter adapters.
yeah, I
too.
got the power adapter thing. So
But those batteries last all day, dude.
yeah, they'll last. And you know, if everybody else has batteries, if I've got extra batteries. You know, I mean, if everybody else has radios, I've got extra batteries. We can swap. Them
I
out.
bought extended batteries. I think that's be more than enough.
Okay. I thought about that instead of the 12 volt thing, but I just figured I'll try the 12 volt. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be fun. It's going to be an adventure no matter what. We have to try to, we say this every time, we have to try to get audio, photo, and video content out of this trip.
That's gonna be rough,
And
dude.
we will
Especially
forget.
that first day,
He's bringing whiskey, dude. We're not getting any content.
or probably the best content.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I go to bed early usually. So last year, or at Mojave, I handed you guys the mics and say, record some stuff.
You're screwing around with
And-
the laser.
yeah, and-
the laser I brought. I got to bring that thing. Make sure the batteries are charged on that. That's a hit.
Where's that picture of you doing the Luke Skywalker laser thing and KCB and Princess Leia
Yeah,
at your
that's on
ankles?
Instagram. That's on Instagram. You can look at that.
Oh, speaking of Princess Leia at Instagram, Star Wars, I saw Star Wars Friday.
All right. I haven't seen it yet.
I already read the spoilers. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, don't.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm just saying I saw it. You
liked it, and you know what? There was somebody at work said they liked it too. So, I'm going to, this is not very wise. I'm going to go ahead and get my hopes up, I guess, and hopefully it'll be good. But I don't know. That second one, that last one was so stupid. It's like, come on, man. You know what they did in that last one? What would be really cool to see? What if Ray and, what's his face, they teamed up and just kicked some ass? That would be so rad. Okay, how do we make that happen? It doesn't matter how we make it happen. They can talk to each other, across the universe. Like, what? All right, that was the formula. Let's just come up. What do we want to see? Let's do that. And then we'll try and it won't make sense how we made it happen, but people won't care because it'll be something cool. And that's why that movie sucked. And hold on. How stupid is it?
Here we go.
Oh, I want to start cussing. I want to start cussing so bad.
Go
But
ahead.
you're in space. You're in fucking space, right?
Oh,
And you're trying to get away. There's a chase in space, and they're like we can't reach them because they're just out of firing
Laser-
range. Yeah, exactly.
And why do the lasers
Your weak
arc?
ass guns.
Why are they arcing?
You can see the ship in front of you though, but they can't shoot it. All right, that's pretty lame. But they still continue to shoot. Like,
Just let them know we're still here.
Exactly. Just for days, you're just gonna follow them. Just, dude, you're just wasting. It's just dumb.
But why are those?
And then they're gonna
I'm
escape.
sorry, everybody.
They're gonna escape, right? So the one home chick with like the purple hair, I'm gonna stay behind, and again that leads to the scene where she turns it around, she goes light speed and blows it, like the fleet. Amazing. That's like one of the coolest things I've seen. But you had to go with the stupid space chase in order to get to that. It was like that didn't make any sense.
Can't say that word anymore.
Yeah, and then they get into their escape pods or whatever, and they're heading to the planet.
Like 8 people survive.
You can clearly see, like, dude, there's a planet over there, but you can't see the ships flying to it. Like, dude,
You ever been in space?
open your eyes.
You ever been in space?
I have, Jose.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, you can see fine in space. is what
that
I'm
was
trying
like
to tell you.
5 minutes. I did not expect.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Seriously, like I don't even remember all the stuff you just said. I don't even remember that from the movie.
And that's why I'm worried about seeing this one, because you can't remember anything of detail. You're one of those people. It's like, I just want to see Luke Skywalker with a lightsaber and
Baby Yoda.
I did see The Mandalorian.
Did you
this
watch The
weekend.
Mandalorian?
Yeah, that's great. That was cool.
Yeah, all you caught up all the way.
Yeah, all the way. That was great because Jon Favreau created.
Yeah. Oh
that.
yeah. When I saw it,
And he knows how to
he knows how to do anything. I will watch.
Just keep it
I will
simple.
watch Favreau take a dump. Like whatever he makes, I will watch it. I'm just saying, he is a genius. He's
at taking dumps.
I don't know. He's but he is the reason Marvel is what it is today.
Now I'm worried. So yeah, The Mandalorian's great because it's just. I was talking about this today. It's like, okay, Boba Fett. He has all that cool stuff. He has like a big rocket on his back, and he has a jetpack, and he has like all these things like gadgets. But in the movies, you don't really see him use any of it. Like he kind of flew the one time.
Yeah.
I think in one of the weaker ones, the middle movies, he actually shot the rocket out.
Yeah.
Even though that wasn't Boba Fett, that was
Jango
Fett. But whatever. In Mandalorian, you see every time it's like, like he starts getting into a fight. And you're like, dude, I hope he fights that devil dude. It's gonna be on when they fight, and then they do, and you're like, yeah, use the flamethrower. Like, oh, dude, you gotta use your. And he uses all the stuff. They show you like, oh, he got an upgrade, and now he's spoiler alert, he gets like upgrades like every episode, and then uses them. He lights people up with that stuff. That's why that show is cool.
And it's surprisingly to me, it's very slow. Like it's a slow. It's not action packed. It's not a whole lot of
about.
No,
he lights dudes up.
No, he does
every time. They fight in every single one.
But
he either gets the shit kicked out of him by some kind of monster.
I'm just saying
by a hot chick. That hot chick lit him up.
It's
just pretty buff.
It's the
Gina Carano.
Huh?
Her name's Gina. She was an MMA fighter.
Yeah.
Oh, that explains it.
Serrano?
Gina Carano.
Carano, yeah.
I like to, MMA. You know what I'm saying?
I like to grapple with her.
She would. But I'm just saying, like, there's periods of time where there's not a lot going on. It's like story building, but it pays off every episode. Is what I was saying. Like, it's a slow burn, but it pays off. Like from my perspective, it's a slow burn. It's not like hitting you hard from the minute it comes out of the box.
I couldn't disagree with you more. Dude, they fight in every single episode. They find a reason every time. Hold on. Every time there's like an episode and then you see like a new creature or a new being of some sort, you're like, oh, dude, he's going to light that dude up. They're going to fight later. And they sure as shit. It's like, yeah, they set it up. Because it's every week is a new mission, a new bounty to get, and it's gonna be cool because he's gonna have to light some dudes up and beat some ass in order to accomplish it.
And then Baby Yoda's just washing in the background.
Yeah, and Baby Yoda's cute. That's great. But it's plenty of action. He fights and gets tore up every week.
I didn't say there's not action. I said it's periods in between the action are kind of like.
What do you want? What do you want? Jokes? What do you want him? You want him to juggle like as he's trying to, figure some stuff out? He flies his ship around everywhere.
He's gonna mime some stuff out.
You can see he goes to his ship like, and he goes to like cool places like Mos Eisley. Like
Tatooine.
The old guy that helps him rebuild his ship after the little Jawas.
Nick Nolte.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
My new favorite line, I have spoken. I've used it a couple times on Tammy. Hit or miss. Didn't work.
You're one for one.
Yeah, didn't work out perfectly. But that's my new I have spoken.
I have spoken.
Yeah.
So with that, after your Star Wars review, this episode is done. I have spoken. We'd like to thank Nexen Tire for their support. We've been extremely impressed with the Rodian MTX tires, and we are excited about what the future holds for Nexen. If you want to be part of this growing community, please go to nexentireusa.com and check out their complete line of tires for your rig.
We would love to hear your feedback. Please go to trailchasers.net/contact and drop us a line or leave us a voicemail at 951-39-DIRT.
You can stay up to date with all our shenanigans by going to trailchasers.net/register and signing up for our newsletter, or follow us on Instagram at The Trail Chasers.
Do you want us to talk about you on the show?
Best way to do it is leave us a review on iTunes.
And thanks again to Ryan Torigno for all the music on the show. You can find him at ryantorigno.com.